Hello and welcome to Halloween Blast. My name is David. I'm here with Japes, and we're gonna talk about the history of Lost Souls. We had you on the show many of times. We always love having you on this show.
Yeah, this is the third time, right? Third or fourth?
This is gonna be the fourth.
Third. Yeah.
This would be fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're gonna get into the history of Lost Souls and how it all started, because we heard so much great stuff about it. The wonderful tours that you put on every year. You've been to Statesville, Hell's Gate, Basement of Dead, Catacombs, 13 floors. There's just too many.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna keep
No, seriously, if you listed them all out, man, like we're gonna be here for a while.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of really great haunts on our tour.
Yeah, but so how long has Lost Souls been going on? Counting it this year.
So like this year will be what I consider like our third year pro. It's our third year since we went to the general public, but Terry was doing this I think 2 years before that. So he works for a hospital, and he also works in haunted houses. So he just wanted to, put together a group outing for people at his work, and he started doing these tours, and I think it was I believe it was his second or third year. He wanted to expand it out and kind of invite other people, so he got a ticketing website, and he hired me to come on as an actor, and after we worked together 1 year, we decided that I would handle more of the business end, and he still handles putting together all the raffles and managing our sponsorships and all that fun stuff, and of course we're both on the bus. So
Now you said you joined later on.
Yeah.
Now you two worked together to make this thing, like you guys molded this. It was a bus tour, and you came out and you guys molded this amazing tour.
Well, I think that's part of the fun of working. Like both of us have ideas, and we're always bouncing stuff off of each other. So we're always trying to figure out like what are we going to do next? How are we going to make it better? He's added elements and I've added elements, and it just, the idea is just keep making it better.
Right.
He came up with a great concept to start off with, and now we just keep building and making it more bigger.
And like you said, you two keep bossing each other off each other's heads. So you put your stuff into this. It's like a cooking pot. Okay, here's Terry. He throws this in there, and then you throw this stuff, and now you cook this delicious dish,
right,
which is called Lost Soul Chicago.
Yeah, and the cool thing too is like, as this has caught on more and we're doing better, we kind of keep expanding. So this year, we're partnered with Haunted House Chicago now. So Chris from Haunted House Chicago helped us out. He helped to design our tour routes. He gave me a whole bunch of suggestions, and he and I worked together to set up our routes. And then of course, Haunted House Chicago is sponsoring the after parties. So Chris has been a tremendous partner who also contributes new ideas all the time. So now, the more people we continue to get involved, I think the better it's going to get.
Right. I mean, now let's do Back to the Future stuff, okay?
Mm-hmm.
From the first
1.21 gigawatts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Turn the car on. Let's go back.
Here we go.
Going back to the first time you did the tour bus to now.
Yeah.
How much has it improved in your eyes?
That's a good question. There's a lot of things that haven't changed. There are some things that just at its core, like this is what Lost Souls is, in terms of like, we always make sure that everybody gets the swag bags, filled with flyers and stuff like that. We want to make sure that we've got the raffles, we've got that. I think where we've really grown is certainly in our connections to the different haunts. So now we're able to bring on, to go to bigger and better haunts and still provide a good, a fair price for what you get. And then, this year we've added the lights on tours. Last year we actually did the lights on tours a couple times, but this year every tour has lights on tours. We've got the after parties, so that's a big addition. But on the bus, like we try to keep, we try to throw some spice in here, every year we try to add a little bit more, but at the core, like the silliness and the raffles is what we do on the bus.
Okay, now you say you have the swag bags. Like whose idea was that? Was it Terry's idea? Was that yours? Or was they both? You know, what made you guys like, hey, let's do a swag bag to people? You're like, you know, because that's a cool concept. You get on the bus and here you go, here's a bag.
Well, you know, a lot of what we do comes down to the partnerships. You know, comes down to relationships, and you know, a big piece of, you know, as you know, a big piece of the haunted house community is, you know, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. So we're always looking to cross promote. So, you know, Terry wanted to be able to, like, the haunts that we weren't working with, he was like, well, I want to give something out, because really in the end what we want is to drive people to haunted houses. We want, not like we physically want to do it on the bus, we physically want to drive them there, but we also want them to like go out and check other haunted houses. We only run the first 2 weekends, but you know, the first 2 weekends of October rather, that's not the beginning of the season. You know, there were 3 haunted houses open on Friday the 13th. You know, here in September, you know, September 13th there were 3 haunts open. There was 1 haunt open on September 14th. So like, we're advertising that, we're pushing people to that. We just want people to go out and check out haunted houses. So the flyers are just a natural extension of that, of like, hey, here are other things you can do. So so yeah, that was Terry.
Okay. And then the BYOB. What made you come up with that idea? Like, you know, let's have liquor come on the bus, because you know, when you go on the bus, like, let's do schools. You go on a field trip, you go this, that. You don't get that stuff, but you're like, hey, let's put some beer on the bus, or no. Sorry.
Yeah, we don't put it on there. Yeah, we do not have. Yeah, we cannot sell you beer, so make sure you bring your own drinks.
BYOB. What made you come up with that concept? Because that's a phenomenal concept too. Like, to make the bus even more special. Okay, so first we get the bags, and now you get this BYOB.
Well, I mean, you know, it's we cater to, number one, we cater to an older audience, and that's one of the things that makes us different. Like. And one of the things, honestly, that makes Lost Souls a little more challenging is that a typical haunt, their demographic, who they're aiming for, are like 17 years old and up to like 25-ish, right? Depending on the haunt, it's a little bit different range. But right in that wheelhouse, you're talking about people who can afford to go out to a haunted house, and then they're going to go out to the bar and they're going to drink. With us, we're catering to an older audience, because our price point is higher. We know that we cater to people that want an all-in-one experience. You know, when you're younger, when you're 22, 23, 24, like, you want to go to a haunted house and then go to the bar and just get hammered, you know.
Correct.
We're dealing with people that like, they're going to drink all night, but they're not going to get hammered. They're not going to get completely out of their head. You know, and so the BYOB, you know, like, adults drink some beverages while they go and do this stuff. But the cool thing is with our crew is we always kind of keep it, you know, it doesn't get out of hand. Right. You know, it doesn't get totally out of hand.
And we've been on tour buses, you know, maybe by the time this video goes up, this might be the third. I don't know when this video is going to go up, but, you know, like you said, people bring their own beer on the bus, and there was never a problem. You guys always kept it, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, under control.
Yeah,
you keep it under control.
It's so one of the big concerns whenever we approach a haunt about, like, hey, we'd like to have you on the tour, one of the first things that comes up almost every time is, I know you let people drink. I don't know. I'm nervous. You know, like, they don't want us, because if you see, like, there are people that'll just book buses and, like, you know, do office outings and stuff like that, and that's just like completely unchained. It's just a people that want to go out to a haunted house and they get hammered on the bus. We see that all the time in the haunt industry. When a group comes in off of a bus, a lot of times they're unruly. Whereas with Lost Souls, we try to keep it under control, because, again, we're friends with everybody, right? Like, I don't want to bring in a bunch of drunk people to go mess with my friends, you know. Like, you know, so you know, again, we try to kind of establish that. We kind of talk to people about it and make sure it's safe.
And
you know?
Plus, you understand more about drunk people, because, oh, big surprise, he was an actor too at many of haunts. Yeah, many.
Lots of haunts.
So you know, people come in drunk and they about check on your job, you will punch him and stuff. So
yeah, and that's the thing. I've almost exclusively done line entertainment my entire time. You know, my entire time haunting, which means that I'm constantly with the line. And here's a little haunt insider information: good line entertainers are like 60% acting and 40% security. Like we're looking, when I'm walking down that line, I'm spotting the people that look like overly drunk, that look aggressive, and I go and mess with them there because we would rather get them out before they get into the haunted house and act unruly there. So yeah, I mean, I've been working around drunk people for a long time.
So you already know, if someone gets drunk on your bus,
Yeah.
don't let them in.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, safety is important.
Yep.
Safety is again. I care very strongly for haunt actors and like I want them to be safe. I want the show to be safe. So.
But good thing that you have the bus under control, and that people don't get stupid drunk and people still have a good time.
Oh, we still have fun.
Yep.
I mean, everybody's gonna get buzzed at least.
Yep.
But again, it is a party, but with some limitations, obviously. Yep. In the end, we just want everybody to have a really good time, and everybody does. And I think one of my favorite things is like, when everybody gets on the bus, everybody comes with their own little groups and stuff. So you got like everybody sitting around the bus and they're in their little pockets, right? Like the two people are talking over here, and then maybe there's a group of four and they're only talking to each other. But once we leave that first haunt, right, after we go in and we come out of that haunt, we get back on the bus, all of a sudden everybody's talking to each other because we all went through that shared experience of a haunted house, and haunted houses are social experiences. So it's really cool. I have people who have ridden our bus who are now friends. Like they hang out outside, during outside of the bus tour throughout the year. So it's just a really cool experience.
And what you're saying actually happened to my group, my Halloween Blast team, where we were on the bus. First haunt, we didn't never talk to you, but after a while, like you said, as people start talking, my team started talking to other people. So it does happen. This is not made up. It actually does happen.
Oh, yeah.
Real.
No, we see it all the time. It all the time.
It's not even made up. It really happens because it happened to my team. So I can say from experience. So we got the BYOB. Mm-hmm. We got the bags. Mm-hmm. You also have a raffle.
Yeah, we do raffles.
What made you do the raffle?
People like free stuff. People like free stuff, and people like free stuff. So we want to give out free stuff. And again, it's the same type of deal, though. Like I've always said, as a person running a haunt, like give away all the shirts you can, give away all the free promotional stuff you can, because then people wear it and the advertising gets out there. And so, we work with the haunted houses. They provide a lot of that stuff, and they know, like, these are people that are into haunted houses. And, if next year we don't go to that particular haunt, they're still going to know it because they still have the shirts. They still know that it exists. Or on a year where we're doing, where we're giving out shirts to haunts that we're not even going to on the tour, then when the tour is all over, guess what? There's still 3 weekends left. And our customers go to other haunts. Like I said, I've got a couple regulars who come in from Indiana. They're coming to all 4 tours. Last weekend, they were in central Indiana, checking out some haunts there. Like, they're touring all over, like, Indiana and, like, Kentucky. They're all over checking out all these haunts. Then they ride with us for 2 weekends, and then they'll go to other haunts themselves. So, like, we're bringing people in and giving them access, and that's what we want,
Now, the biggest thing, like it's the bags, raffles, and the BYOB. But the biggest thing they made people can drink anytime on the bus. Mm-hmm. People can do this or that. But the biggest thing I think it makes your bus, what to me makes it stand out, you have entertainment with Brewster Bonesaw and Terry.
Yep.
What made you say, hey, let's have people entertain people on the bus instead of instead of me just riding there for 2 hours on the bus?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's it's funny because that's how I was brought into this. Terry knew that he and I worked together at Asylum Experiment, and then at Rob Zombie's Great American Nightmare. He knew that I do line entertainment. I was managing the actors. So he said, would you want to act on the bus? Would you want to play on the bus? And I was like, yeah, sure. Let's try that out. And, we found that it really worked well, and it kept things moving. And Terry also does line entertainment, so he knows what he's doing. So between the two of us, we know how to play with an audience, how to keep them entertained. And so, again, I've been doing Brewster, I've been Brewster for close to 20 years now. So like I know how to play. I know how to play as that character for a long time because it's a chore. Like, you know, you think about it at a haunted house, right? Even if you're waiting in line for maybe an hour and a half, right? You're not going to be with that one act with one line entertainer for that entire hour and a half. On our bus tour, like, Brewster's what you got, you know?
Yep.
And so I have to be able to keep it fresh and entertaining. And between Terry and I, we're able to do that, you know? So, so yeah, it definitely brings another element that, again, people can rent buses and get tickets to haunted houses.
Yep.
I've seen them do it. You know, we've seen them come off the bus. You know, you can do it, right? But you're not going to get Brewster with 20 years of haunt experience, connections at all the haunts that can tell you the inside and the outside about the haunted house, a little bit of the behind the scenes stuff. You know, you're not going to get that behind the scenes experience if you just rent a bus and go to a haunted house.
Now, again, we're going to go back to the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go back to the beginning, like I said, with the pot situation. You know, you have this pot, you and Terry are running it. You throw the bags, you throw the Raffle, you throw the Brewster,
Mm-hmm.
and the active Terry. I forgot Terry too.
Yeah.
You throw in the BYOB.
Mm-hmm.
You also some other stuff too. Cheese balls, sometimes candy and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. You throw all that, and you make this thing called Lost Souls. Now, we're gonna do a comparison. There was, I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna say no names.
Okay.
But there is a tour bus. There's another tour bus that went to haunt the haunt, but had none of the stuff that you did.
Right. Right.
And I hear more about Lost Souls than I did about this one tour bus that happens only once a year.
Right. Well, and again, like I said, any seriously, get 40 of your friends together and rent a bus and go to some haunted houses. You can do it.
Yeah.
You can absolutely do it. It's not difficult. But again, you're not going to get, number one, you're not going to get the same deals as we can. Number two, you're not going to get the entertainment. Like, I mean, this is, like I said, all together, I think this is our 5th year. So we've been working at this and crafting it and making it better. So, you know, like, you just, this is a deal you can't find other places.
I talk about the pot. You know, I love using that pot format.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Making a big stew, right?
Yeah. But you know, that we're just talking about the bus ride. We're not even talking about the stuff that happens after the bus. We're just talking about the bus ride. So
Right.
that, you know,
Well,
after the bus,
and we're not even talking about the haunts at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like you're also going to get to check out, you know, 3 haunts in a night, you know. So
I mean, you also do after parties.
yeah,
You also do the behind the scene tours with the with the bus tour.
Yeah.
And then one of the biggest thing that you get worth for your money. You know, I'm not saying that the party and this is not big enough for me, but you throw one more extra thing in there, which is, you know, but this thing is the Christmas one, okay, people. It says VIP, so you jump the line.
yeah, that's it. It's VIP. That's the thing. Like, you can rent a bus.
Yep.
And you can buy the VIP front of the line tickets. Go ahead and do it. It's going to cost you more
Yep.
to do that than to come with us, where you get the entertainment, you get the behind the scenes tour. And again, you're not going to get the behind the scenes tour
Yeah.
if you
Oh,
just rent
no.
a bus.
No,
you know, you just
you
rent a
won't.
bus and do it. You're not going to get the behind the scenes tour. So you get a lot. You get a lot, and like, it's when you break it down hourly, trust me, you're getting well worth your worth your money. So,
You know, and then tickets are like, correct me if I'm wrong, $120 or
$125.
$125. You know,
yeah.
if you add, like, okay, sorry, I'm gonna pick on some haunts, but I think Hell's Gate is $50.
For front of the line.
I believe so.
Yeah.
You know, correct me if I'm wrong. Statesville, I believe, is the same thing. I'm just gonna pick those two because those are the ones I know by heart.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at the tour. That's one of our tours, and then you add Basement of the Dead, and they're about $45 or $50 for front of the line too.
So you just add those up. See, like 50 plus 50 is 100, and then you got 40, 140.
Yeah.
There's already more than what your things. But you also have to, okay, let's throw
Still
gas.
gotta-
Let's throw gas in there. How much it takes to, you know, to drive to these haunts? Gas money, you know, pay gas prices. I think.
Yeah, and or you rent a bus and like you have that bus price, you know, and if you drive, because if you drive, you can't drink in your car.
Right.
It's illegal.
People
Don't do
though.
that. No, people don't do it because they know it's illegal and it's wrong. But one thing I always like to say about our tour, our bus tour is a lot better than a DUI. right? It's a lot cheaper than a DUI. So, you know.
Yep. I'm getting yelled at by my people.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do one final question.
Sure.
This big, huge question. This big, huge. What makes these history specials so amazing? I asked all the haunts, but I'm gonna ask you now. What made you come up with the name Lost Souls?
I don't know. Terry named it. I don't know. Terry came up with it. I don't know. It was Lost Souls before I came in.
Oh, it's named Lost Souls already?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's easy to remember. It's easy. It's basic enough. Like, it's simple to remember. Like, that's.
And plus, how much
That's
do
what you want. You know,
and
we
plus-
you know, I like to pretend. You know, I like to kind of look at like we're a bunch of lost souls wandering around to see the haunted houses.
That's a
and
good
stuff.
metaphor.
So I don't know if that was his logic in it. I like to think of that. You know.
Yeah, you know, because you know, in Lost Souls, like you know, I've done it before. You type in, you know, Lost Souls, and you do pop up on Google.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
it's a unique name. No, is there a haunted house called Lost Souls? No, it's not.
No, I was surprised at how infrequently the name is used. To be totally honest.
Yeah, you don't hear no one saying it really.
So, well, you do now, because we've been kicking butt.
Yeah. What is your one final question?
Sure.
I said one final question. But I'll say it again. What is your goal for Lost Souls for the future?
We kind of we try to set little goals for each year, but then there's like our overall like mission, you know, and like our overall mission is that we want to bring people into the haunt industry. We want to bring them as close as they can, and ultimately, like one of my goals, personal goals, is I want one of our riders to start working in a haunt. You know, like somebody gets that deep into to the haunt industry through our tour, and then all of a sudden is like, man, I want to go work for a haunt. You know, like that ultimately, like that's what I want to see. You know, next year, I'm hoping to add some tours. You know, at least one or two more tours. I'm looking at potentially doing a family friendly tour as well.
That's nice.
So yeah, I mean we've got some ideas for next year, and you know we'll just see how things shake out this year. You know, this year we added the behind the scenes for everybody. We added the after parties. So next year we'll add something else new.
Yeah, and also you had Christmas last year.
And spoiler alert.
Here only.
We're doing Christmas again this year.
Oh, you heard it right here.
That's right. This is the first. Actually, you're right. It is the first announcement. We are doing Christmas again. I don't know for sure the haunts that are on it because they haven't told us their schedules yet.
Right. I don't think they even know yet.
Yeah, they're just trying to make it through October at this point. But no, we are definitely going to be doing another Christmas tour. So look out for that for sure.
And the Christmas tour was amazing. We went on it last year.
It turned out nice, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
And we whipped that together last minute. It really came together.
Yep.
It was a good one. Yeah.
Brewster sat on my lap.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
And it was supposed to be opposite because I was supposed to say I'm Brewster Claus.
Yeah.
Is he in the North Pole right now?
Yeah, Brewster Claus is in the North Pole making presents for all the good boys and girls. Yeah.
You sure he's not drinking with Rudolph like he did last time?
He's probably drunk. It's a pretty safe bet to say that Brewster's hammered right now. But yeah, no, we're excited. We're excited to bring it back. You know, I think it went really well last year.
It was phenomenal last year.
It was a cool balance of our regular customers who don't work in haunted houses, and then we had people from haunted houses from other states.
Yep.
We had people from haunted houses from around the Chicagoland area. So yeah, it was a good time. So we look forward to doing that again.
Yeah. But anyways, we gotta wrap this up because I'm getting yelled at.
Yeah, I don't want you to get in trouble.
You know, I'm the one that pays the bills.
Yeah, and yet you're the one getting yelled at.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for coming on the show. You know, we get to learn more about the history of Lost Souls because usually when we have you on the show, we really can't go into deep into the history of Lost Souls because we're trying to get out the tours. But this time, we actually took time out to get to know about Lost Souls a little bit more.
Yeah.
And the idea.
Yep.
But anyways, guys, this has been Halloween Blast. Check us out on our social media: Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, Twitter. You want me slap? You want me?
Slap the thing.
You want me to do like Karen?
And of course, you can find out about Lost Souls at lostsoulchicago.com or on Facebook at Lost Souls Chicago or on Instagram at Lost Souls Chicago.
Yeah. All right. it's time to sign off. Thank you, Japes, and we'll see you guys next time. Buy the tickets now on LostSoulChicago.com. See, look, remember last time I couldn't say it.